Let's do it.
There he is.
Check, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you. How's it going, Galen? Your thoughts?
Glad we got the win. Glad we got
That's
the
it?
win. This is how I'm feeling with the shades on. This is how I'm feeling. I'm glad we got the motherfucking win. We tough as shit. Yeah, man. That was a good dub. That was a good dub. Are we having
that may have
technical
been-
difficulties?
I guess so. Well, it's just going to be me and you right now, Galen. I mean, that may have been the grittiest win this year that U of H has pulled off. I mean, wounded going in, learned that JoJo Tugler was out for the year. You had to play said lot, some minutes.
What do you mean might be the grittiest win? You're out of your damn mind. They had four guys on the court, basically, and one-armed, tied behind his back, Jawan. You had 30 fouls on Francis, 4 on Jamal, 4, I think, on Emmanuel at the end. Yeah, he had 4. It's the best win I feel like I've seen in years. I'm
Really?
walking down to the floor. Yeah, for sure. I think when you put everything on it, your first road game is number 1 this year.
That doesn't matter.
And
we've been the best team in the country.
Yeah, but that just hits different. I know you never was number 1, and that must be hard. But it's just it's a different thought. And then you knew that JoJo wasn't going to play. You just lost Ramon Walker. Jawan had something with his finger. Jamal was gimping. He had a leg.
Yeah.
I mean, you really didn't have 5 functional bodies in the second half, and you still made it happen. I guess Towns is just totally flaked. That guy. Starns, what you got? I'm going to go down and talk with the guys, but I'll be back in a minute. And if Towns shows up, y'all got to add him to stage because he doesn't know how to do that.
Shit, I don't need.
I'll try to remember. I'll try to remember. How to do
just just look at him and just hit him. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit.
Well, 40 minutes for LJ Cryer. That's where you were at today. He did not come out of the game, and he was awesome all game.
Yeah. Shit, I feel like he was the only starter that was damn near healthy.
Yeah.
And it's just like at the end of the game when he went down, he grabbed his knee.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
It looked like he had buckled or something, but it seems like he had just tripped.
It's like, bro, you watch Juan was rebounding with one hand. He already plays left hand dominant anyway. It's like, shit. Now we done gave him more of a reason. Pulling down boards with one hand. You got Maul limping. And there was a couple times where I seen like when Jamal was attacking and he couldn't get the lift that he was accustomed to getting.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of his shots that he usually able to kind of finesse. He got those blocked. And I was just like, damn, I wonder what it is because I didn't really see it throughout the course of the game, like what actually happened and what actually hurt him. But I know it was painful.
Yes, Towns is here, added to the stage. What's up, Towns?
Woo! Boy, that was
hot.
Motherfucker.
Woo-hoo!
Man, that was rough, man. I changed shirts and sweatshirt and pants 2 or 3 times. And then celebrating that money finish. I knocked off everything off my desk. So
crazy.
Now the technology's back. Wow. Oh, goodness.
No, yeah, that was, hey, man. Shout out to those guys, man. Through all the adversity, having to adjust on the fly, having to maintain, guys have been put into positions that they haven't been into all year. Malik even took on more of a scoring role, but hats off to him and his readiness because you never know when your work is going to pay off.
Yes.
And he got a couple of big offensive rebounds, a big block. he made winning plays on both sides of the ball, and it's crazy how we're. It's almost like we're saying that every game now. Like that's who he is for our team.
Yep.
And it's just been a pleasure to watch him kind of just grow into that role. And man, our guys really did step up. They really did step up. One through whoever played, all our guys stepped up.
Yep. How about that said lot appearance?
Man. And the thing is, he didn't look lost.
No.
He didn't look lost. He kind of
He was passable.
Damn. Yeah, I was like, bro, you've been getting you some spot minutes here and there.
I mean, the only downside that I saw from him tonight is he wasn't much of a threat on the roll, on the pick and roll. But hell, man,
Ryan, you're too loud, bro.
That's that was his first any technically real minutes.
Yeah.
Non-mop up minutes. Kid got a couple of big rebounds, big block shot.
Yeah.
Damian Dunn showed up.
Yeah. I feel like
his first possession of the game, when he got the ball over about free throw line extended behind the three and took it straight to the hole, aggressive. I'm like, okay, he's come out with a different attitude tonight.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like that's what happens when you know that, you don't have your full team. You get a little bit more rope. But I still think that, like, he kind of still has some blockers on. Right. And I just want coach to be like, Damien, if you're open, just shoot the fucking ball. Like all that pump fake jab and shit, throw that shit in the garbage. Just shoot it.
Well, the shots that he made were ones where he just caught it in the flow.
Decisive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
just let it rip. Who cares if you miss it? You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss. Shit happens.
Man. But I ain't gonna lie, shout out to Malik Wilson, man. He did a hell of a job. He stepped up, made some big plays, made some smart plays, made some winning plays. In my opinion, aside from J1 and his Willis Reed-esque performance in the first half, Malik is my player of the game, man. That dude, he was playing hard. He stepped up. And in an environment like that with all that stuff at stake, hats off to that guy.
He played the dude played the second half with one hand.
Yeah.
My first thought is hey, that's a culture win. But that's kind of cliche. This wasn't a culture win. This was a big balls win. You got to have big, giant fucking marbles to be able to deal with the shit that these guys dealt with today. Hey, you got JoJo going down. He ain't available. And then you get knocks left and right. Or I don't know what fucking J1 got what stitches?
His hand
cut?
Yeah, his hand. His right hand. Not his good hand. But J1 had his stitches. Jamal seemed to be bothered by his knee.
Yeah. And J1, of course, has been dealing with that knee all year.
Yeah. And then Javier was in foul trouble. So you had three guys basically. You're going long stretches with guys. Not the fact that they haven't played, but they're playing in combinations they don't normally play in. They're guys that usually don't play together at the same time, doing the same things. And man, they scored 87 freaking points, man. If you told me what on the road,
if you told me all of this stuff that was going to happen, and you gave me 15 points on the under, I might consider it. But if you told me that they were going to score 87, there's no chance that was going to happen. I would think you'd need like 3 overtimes to do that.
Man, our guys stepped up, man. Emmanuel is like, it almost seems like with him, the more reckless and risky the shot, and the more that's at stake, it puts him at ease. It's like
the only surprise that Manny did tonight is that the ball, that freaking launcher,
80-footer,
that one that launched out that just rattled through the rim. That ball was halfway down.
Yeah,
Emmanuel.
I'm just surprised that didn't go in because that's
Emmanuel seems to have those shots where it's like guys like JR, those guys in the NBA like J.R. Smith, who they seem to shoot better when it's all
when
someone hand in their face or like 30 feet from the basket. Emmanuel seems to have that in him a little bit at times. And I mean, he had that, like you said, that one that would have iced
that baseline mid range that he had hit when they were making their run. Oh man, that is some. That's just that's just having big nuts, man. I don't know if that's coaching. That's just stuff that you're born with. Like that kid has a knack for the moment. Him, Jamal, those guys, and LJ, those guys are built for it.
Man, wow, that's going to be. I mean, that's down one of the better wins that we've had in the last 5 years, with everything accounted for. I mean,
Absolutely.
it was very similar to what happened against Auburn last year, except we had to come back a lot further, and it was. I mean, Auburn was basically Teron backpacking the entire thing, but this was. I mean, this was guys. Everybody contributing.
Yeah.
Playing really important minutes. I'm just looking at this box score here, and I just can't believe the contribution.
Yeah, I mean that's just a testament to like, just because I know that our guys our supporters, they probably have never been to a practice, so they don't know the amount of work that a guy like Said puts in on a day-to-day basis. A guy who doesn't play, they don't know how hard he works. It's like they put all of our guys to the same work. So it's like it's not really a surprise that there's no drop off really, but it is though, just because of the moment. But it's just like that's just hats off to our coaching staff, because I think I said this last show. Coach Sam always says we're all a sprained ankle away from mediocrity. You never know when your moment is going to come. So you have to be prepared for it. You have to be prepared for it, because when it does, you don't want to look like you ain't been working for it. So it just hats off to our guys, man, being mentally locked in and literally adjusting on the fly. I feel like that in a nutshell is what March is about, because it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen, and you just have to adjust. And I just feel like our guys, man, they really did that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you put yourself in position with 2 games left. I want to say, if I'm not, they just need to win one of the next 2 games.
I think they said
magic number's 1. Magic number right now is 1.
Winning today, they clinched the share.
They clinched a share,
okay.
I believe.
No, I think our magic number is still 1. We need to win.
Yeah, they can, because if they lose the next 2 and Iowa State wins the next 2, they win.
Right. We got a 1 game lead with 2 to play, and we got.
But now, magic number is 1, and I mean, this is a tough road environment with all the emotions, and then all the injuries stacked on top of it. This is just a massive win. And then you still have another road game against the worst team in UCF, but still a trap game, as Brad has said before. And then you have your senior night against Kansas.
I don't feel like a game against UCF, they're a team they're a lot better than what their record indicates.
Yeah,
it is hard to go over there and win a game, man. It is hard.
Yeah. My concern early in the season, I circled this game on the calendar as being a potential trap game. For better or worse, it's now not a trap game because we have so many other things to be worried about. There's no chance that we're going to overlook them to get to Kansas. Yeah. 1, because so many injuries, so many guys that are going to have to fill in, and 2, Kansas just kind of played themselves out of the picture.
Yeah. They did not look. They're not going
to be overlooking Kansas because they know what's at stake at this point.
Absolutely. I just love how, like, it doesn't matter what type of team, like what type of success a team has had throughout the course of the year. Whenever they play a ranked team, all of their accolades, all of their attributes just go through the roof. It's crazy how much better you play against like better competition. Yep. Those guys from OU really, them boys came out hooping for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they didn't. They definitely didn't look like the team that I watched the last few weeks. I mean, even though they had
unfortunately,
I mean, even though they had the good comeback and good win against Oklahoma State, they still didn't play this well. So hats off to them. I mean, but that's the That's the thing about being number one or top 10, top 5. You are a target every night. These guys are going to pour everything they got at you. You know, because this is their Sports Center moment.
Damn, we are wounded as shit.
Yeah,
when is our next game? When is our next game?
Wednesdays. You get 3 off days, and then you get a middle of the week game. So you're not going to be getting a big
off day
gap.
Practice, travel day game. Jesus.
Yep. And
brutal.
Juwan Roberts said, according to Ryan, who's at media right now, he was cut in between his index finger and his thumb. And Ryan said that he asked Kelvin in the postgame about JoJo Tugler, and he said he didn't know, and that he needs to meet with trainer John Houston. We've seen that he's, who knows what that means? That could just be, posturing, or maybe he doesn't know. But where it is at before the game, that looks like JoJo Tugler is out for the season, which is a huge blow.
Absolutely. And I feel like, granted, you hate to see anybody, go out, but it's just with JoJo, it's just the strides that he was making and like how much he means to our team. It is like, I definitely felt like he could have made this game today much easier for us to win. Yeah. But I mean, hey man, hats off to our guys being ready though, because you never know what can happen. So, man,
I think for me the biggest thing with JoJo being out, it's easy to look at the stat sheet and say, well, he only had X amount of rebounds or whatever, but his real numbers come from stuff that doesn't show up on the box score, because Absolutely. For every rebound he gets another tip off the boards and kicks it back to guards. So that doesn't register anywhere. He keeps the ball alive. He covers ground down low. He can cover out and get to 3-point shooters. I'm hoping that right now it looks worse than it is, so we can get him back. But if not, then we just move forward.
I think right now you should probably be prepared to go the rest of the season without JoJo Tugler.
Yeah. I feel like last show, I don't know if it was me or something, but it's like it was mentioned that it kind of, when he runs, he looks like he's hurting.
Yes.
Like he just looks like there's something wrong. Like,
and
lo and behold.
Apparently, my theory was that one of his legs was longer than the other, but apparently he had an injury, I think earlier in the season, and he was able to play through it, but just the stress accumulated and he was just unable to go.
Starns, did they say it was a stress fracture, they thought?
I don't think they didn't say it was a stress fracture. They just said stress related injury or something like that. Yeah. I don't know how applicable this is, but the Rockets' Tari Eason has been out for a long time with the stress issue in his leg. So who knows?
I wonder how that's gauged.
How similar. Yeah.
Because there's no way if you tell Coach Sam, hey, Coach, my leg hurts. It's stressed. Like, he ain't going for that shit. Now, there needs to be some type of scan, some type of scientific backing to back up that claim.
Yeah, I could see where, it's like one of those high ankle sprains that hurts and you can play until you can't.
Yeah.
So I mean,
inflammation.
I've got my ankles destroyed early in life, and it was always a problem. There are a lot of games where I shouldn't be playing, and it comes down to if there's not anything structurally wrong, how much Advil can you take? That's basically what it comes down to. But with JoJo, he wasn't untalented like me. You've got to protect that kid. He's got a future, and if it's an injury that's going to get worse over time, you got to shut it down.
Yeah.
As much as you want to keep him and use him, you got to shut him down for his own sake and for the future of the program's sake.
Why does it always feel like around this time of the year, just something happens? Like, Last year was Marcus. I mean, it was Marcus with the damn like this is damn. We cannot just roll into March healthy. Like that is my that's my birthday wish this year, Lord. Can my brothers roll into March injury free?
Yeah. Well, luckily for I guess for J1, that was a contact injury, so you can't really say, well, there's too much this and that. Yeah. I think Ramon, when you have a knee go out on you, I mean, there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah,
I don't think that's not usually a overworked deal. That's just shit happens.
Yeah. And I think someone mentioned on the broadcast that it's the two H's in March. It's the hottest team and the healthiest team. And Houston they're hot, but they aren't healthy. And I think if there is one thing to look on the bright side, of the players you lost, they've been bench pieces. Your starting five has been intact really all year. Right. They are, of course, hobbled and, knock on wood, hobbled with Jawan and now Jamal. But that your starting five is going to play the majority of your minutes. And if you can keep those together, if you keep them rested enough, I mean, and who knows if they will be able to with what's coming up. But the core is still there. The core of the team is still there. It's not like maybe it was last year with Marcus getting hurt. It's not like what it was in 2022 with Marcus and Tremont getting hurt. So it's still there.
Hurt. Or when Dejan got hurt.
Yeah. But hey, also, LJ did play 40. Shout out to LJ for being a steady force. He played a solid game, made some big shots. And that I don't know if it was the first or second half, we were going the second half when he just got hot. I think he might have pushed the lead to 9. I think he hit 2 or 3 threes in a row. When he is on, good luck.
Yeah.
Because he gets in a mode to where he's hunting them and Jamal feels it and he finds them. Like especially in transition, we get a board, we get out and running, you're going to find a shooter. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, that is just a beautiful thing to watch. Just how those two they've been able to grow such great chemistry in just one season.
Right.
And he's penetrating a little bit better now.
Yeah, it feels like
his little mid-range there.
He's more comfortable, like it just used to seem like he was kind of in a rush to get the ball out of his hands. But it's like now he's coming off the screen, he's probing, he's patient, he's using his body. It's actually like he's really grown. He's really grown as a player. And shout out to Coach Quantis, Coach Q White, man, he's doing his thing. I could definitely see how LJ's game has made leaps and bounds.
And they were talking on the broadcast about him when he transferred. He said one of the reasons why he transferred, one of the biggest reasons, is because he wanted to be more than just a 3-point shooter. He wanted to be more complete player. And for a long time, early in the season, he was pretty much just a 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. But here over the last 5 or 6 games, he's really done a good job of getting inside that. He's not going to take it to the rack as hard as anybody out there, but he's going to get that shot, from about 7 or 8 feet and get a nice little floater in there.
And the crazy thing about that is they've probably been working on that aspect of his game since he probably got to campus, which is probably in the summertime. And we're seeing the results of that compound interest of all that work in March. Yeah. And, late February. So it's just like, there's a lesson in that.
Absolutely.
You got to keep working, man. It's just, you never know when it's going to show itself.
Well, and, we've talked about it in the last few weeks, ever since Malik started coming on about, the whole just pounding the rock. Pounding the rock. And you're seeing that exact philosophy play out in real time because these guys aren't the players who they were in November or December, not even the same players that they were in early February. They've continued to improve. They continue to expand their game. I mean, I can use Sharp as a perfect example because he seems to have really come the furthest. In the summertime, he wasn't rebounding for shit. The start of the season, I think he had one game where he didn't grab a rebound at all.
Yeah.
And we made sure we remarked on that. But then over time, he started getting more and more rebounds. He started the season still just focusing on just trying to get his 3-shot off. Now all of a sudden, he's doing it all. His defense is 1,000 times more improved. He's dribbling more, getting to the rack, going hard, trying to get to the rim. And he's making those culture plays too.
Mm-hmm. You know, Coach, I mean, I feel like when you got a kid like E-Man, you know he's a tough kid, you know he got pride. And a kid like that is always gonna respond when you challenge him. And it's just, Coach, I know for a fact he's challenged them so much and probably broke them down. But, you know, when you challenge somebody, you break them down, you build them up. And I think when they played West Virginia, the kid Raekwon Gray, who was probably the hottest scorer in the country at the time, that was E-Man's matchup. And it's just like, yeah, I didn't probably choose your ass out, but you're on the other team's best player. This is how much I believe in you.
Yep.
You know, and that's just, and you know, this is the result that you get, man. That kid like that is always going to respond.
Yep. Starns, you there?
Yes.
Oh, it was frozen on my end.
We need to tell Big J ass to stop fouling. It's like just, you know,
especially now they cannot afford to lose them.
I'm so glad at the end of the game when the McCollum has scored that layup that Juan just let him go.
Yeah,
you know he gonna make the free throw. Just let him go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was such a smart play. That was a very smart play. Big J would have fouled the shit out of.
Oh God, dang! He'd have hit him in the third row. But see, that's I don't mind him fouling per se in, you know, not down at the end, but I don't mind him getting fouls because it's just going to happen. That's the nature of the beast of him just being who he is. It's the little bitty small fouls.
Yeah, it's just a
little bit.
Just non-threatening.
It was his last 2 fouls. I think was one on a rebounder. I don't even think he needed to really be pushing the guy. No, and the other one, he just stabbed his hand.
His 4th foul, that was not a foul. It was just 2 guys competing for it's like, fuck, you can call that every play.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn, Ryan.
Hey, good to have you back.
Hey, damn, Ryan, like you on Hot Finds, man.
I'm at Hot Finds, and it's delightful.
Oklahoma.
No, they got the old awesome sweets.
No sweets.
The hobo sweets?
No, but they've got everything else. I sat in the most uncomfortable fucking chair I've ever sat in my entire life. And I swear they were going to go to damn overtime and I have to sit there. Galen, why are you wearing sunglasses?
Because I'm feeling cool as shit. We just pulled out a big-ass win back at OU.
Okay, so Galen's gone. We have made an executive decision. I've been here 14 seconds.
Ryan, go to the comments. We haven't been able to do that yet. We'll start it off with that because we are way behind on that.
Best win of the season. Glad you made it. Thank you, Gwen. I only see 5 comments, so it might only show me what has happened since I got here. So we're fine. What have y'all said? Anything fun?
A lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good shit.
Yeah. So Jawan was cut between his index finger and his thumb in, I don't know if you can see right here, 7 stitches. He was asked after the game how he felt, and he sounded a little, he said, great. So I asked for an update on JoJo. Kelvin said he didn't have anything. I just wanted it from him, but he wasn't ready to comment on that, put himself into any kind of position.
So if he got a cut and he needs 7 stitches, I've got not small hands.
No.
Okay. On your hand, it would literally be from fingertip to thumb. That's how the cut would look to get 7 stitches.
Man, I ain't never had stitches. Thank God. I don't even know how.
Did we get our stats by Starns?
We have not. He was too busy being Ryan.
Yeah, it's hard, huh?
It's actually very easy.
He did really well.
I think I might prefer.
I'm not taking his shit. I'm not taking his shit.
Come on, go ahead, Galen. Come on.
I might actually prefer the Ryan version of Starnes. I mean, the Starnes version of Ryan than the Ryan version of Ryan. Goddamn.
Hey, the goal on all of this is to get him to take over, and I have Easy Street. That's the goal.
Well, I mean, just the easy stat. I mean, you've shot 34 for 60 of the game, 56.7% for the game. That's kind of insane. You shot 66% in the first half. I mean, that to be able to keep up with this Oklahoma team who just seemed to be hitting every three in that first half.
Oh man!
And was hitting every single free throw, and getting the foul calls. Really impressive, and to do that on the road with everything that's, whether it's the reunion for the Sampsons and company or all the injuries. I mean, truly impressive.
I heard after the last game that Sid ain't ready yet. I said it. I don't know that he's ready, but he did give you valuable minutes in the first half. Very valuable. He played 3 minutes in the second half when Juwan still hadn't come back out. But after Juwan came back, I don't think he left the game. And you played four guards and Juwan. But I said did a lot more than you could have ever expected him to do.
He's really mobile. Very mobile.
It helps that they weren't guarding him.
I just think he looked a lot smoother than I expected in the tight spaces. He looked a lot more athletic than what I assumed he would be, just given his monstrous size. And I'm telling you, man, I got standing up close to that guy. I felt probably how Ryan feels standing next to me. Because that guy is a monster. Huh?
Smart?
Probably.
Yeah.
That ain't saying much, though. That's a low bar, dude.
Nope. It's really not.
I spoke to Sid after practice on Thursday. And, I mean, we always knew he was big when he came in here. But now, I mean, he is just jacked. Just, you could see it just in his neck, just in his arms. Without, you could just see how much bigger he's gotten, and that's an Alan Bishop special right there. But
hopefully somebody that can bang with Hunter Dickinson, man. So shit won't be so easy for him. That is a big ass kid.
Really tough.
But Ryan, we said that he looked like that. Those weren't his first significant minutes of the season. He just it looked like he's been playing spot minutes here and there. And when you haven't been playing, at least from experience, when you first get out there, the game is kind of fast. So obviously him being a freshman, you playing on the road in Oklahoma in the Big 12 or whatever, all the number one team, the game is probably a little fast for him. And who knows, the next game you might see a little bit, he might be a little bit better next game.
Mm-hmm. He came in before the under 16 timeout in the first half, and you thought, oh,
shit.
This is not good. But, he was not bad. And OU was focused on shooting that three ball, and that probably helped you out quite a bit. I don't know if JVR could have gotten to 5 fouls quicker, but maybe he could have. Not his best day in a U of H uniform. Just silly fouls. Not very good, but, Sed came up big. And once Juwan put on his catcher's mitt in the second half, he was pretty good. I thought he did as much as you could have ever hoped for. He had the hand wrapped, and I saw him in the tunnel, and I asked him, what happened. I looked at it, and he was not going to catch a ball or do anything with that right hand. Y'all, it's a good thing that he focused on that left hand all year and didn't go to that right.
Yeah.
He knew. I would have loved to have seen him shoot a free throw just to see how that would have gone. Glad it didn't come to that. But I just
he might have been good. He might have
just gone left. Yeah. It could have been a whole new thing for him. Said 11 minutes, 2 boards, and 0 fouls. That's adequate. I'd settle for a thick Chris Harris.
LOL. People don't realize Chris was big as shit. Mm-hmm. Chris was like 250, 260.
He never looked it though, right?
Yeah, he didn't look it. Yeah, but it's just like, bro, when you're 6'11", shit. That was a huge human. She said a thick Chris. Well, they said a thick Chris Harris. That's crazy.
Crazy. Just looking at the stats, really, for the first time, Juwan was 10 of 12. We have been saying that he was playing better on the road than he was at home, and it continued.
Yep.
I mean, he had just 5 rebounds. I mean, U of H did not rebound the ball very well at all today. Got better on the offensive glass in the second half. I think they went to halftime with 1 offensive rebound. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that's what they did. And
yeah, I think for most of the game, or a large portion of the game, we were basically going 4 guards.
Well, yeah, you were. I mean, you had to. LJ was guarding a 4.
52%. So they're not a lot of misses to rebound anyway.
Yeah,
I would say.
I mean, both teams were 50% basically from 3. That does not happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe Alabama and Kentucky in the SEC right now, but nobody else.
It's hard for me to look at this box score because during the flow of the game, I'm sitting there saying, "Damn, they are hitting everything," and then, "Oh man, we got cold." But then I look at the box score and it's like, we might have gone cold in spurts, but we shot the ball damn well.
Yeah, facts.
There was none of that U of H road 4-minute scoreless streak. That did not happen.
Yeah, it seemed like I
think it turned into. I think there may have been a minute and a half, 2-minute span, 2.5 minutes, but
OU had more noticeable stretches without scoring than U of H did, and I don't know that you've been able to say that this season.
How many times have we scored 32 points in the paint?
Several. Many. All.
32 in the paint.
It's a pretty good paint team. I mean, you should have had about 40. Emmanuel missed several inside at the rim. But
their dude missed 2 in a row and then got 1 set back in midcourt, point blank. It's like,
did y'all talk about Malik?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes,
because he deserved to be talked about.
Let's hear your thoughts.
He was good. Back to you, Brad.
Well said, Scoop.
I think Malik and Damien I thought were big today.
Kelvin got to talking about feelings and friends, and he got a little emotional. He caught himself. He saw all the stories about him crying on the Zoom call the other day and was not going to have that. Man, the commenters are on fire. Sometimes they're not very good. I mean,
also, I think the announcers, they said that this was the 7th game in a row where the first play of the game went to Juan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, they've been doing it. They've been getting it to him in that same spot,
that same right block.
And I've noticed it on the road. I guess I haven't noticed it as much at home, but I've noticed it since TCU. They did it at TCU, and it's kind of been virtually. Okay.
He is a reliable post option down there, man. That dude got some savvy to him, like just some. Real. You could he plays like a veteran.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry. I lost my track. Well, he's okay.
Big one.
He's okay.
Somebody just, I think it was Connor Diaz, said, how did Malik get to that ball that he blocked? Because in Galen's words, he's athletic as shit.
He's athletic as shit.
There's not. He got up so quick and
easy
recovered.
too, like easy. Yeah. Like I was on FaceTime with one of my friend, he was like, damn, he almost hit his head on the rim. I'm like, shit, he probably could. Like, he went and got that. That was a big play. That was a big play.
He had that drive where he stopped, and I thought he was going to travel under the basket. Then somehow he
jumped,
bent back, jumped up, and then laid it in.
He's got that real pretty fadeaway on that drive in.
Yeah.
He gets so much hang time.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's jumping high, but he's not coming down.
Yeah.
He flows like water out there. You know, I wouldn't call him explosive, but he's always fast and he's always moving and he's moving left and right, and you're not really noticing how he's doing it.
Yeah.
One to watch.
I mean, y'all thought my insight was good. You can't beat one to watch. I thought Kelvin might have gone to jail at one point when Damian Dunn traveled right near the U of H bench. I thought he was going to find a knife and go at him. He did the shirt thing, right? Like he wanted to, and if we wouldn't have all been here, he would have. And then he slammed a clipboard, and I swear it broke. I didn't get down there, but he was really chill in the first half. There are times when he almost seems despondent, but it's not really in games. But today it was in the game. He was just despondent in the first half. He sat a lot of the first half, arms crossed, but something clicked, and he got into that game.
Oh shit! I'm Kelvin.
Yeah, I forgot who I was for a minute. Dunn did step up. I'm going to say I thought he played really well. He tried creating his own shot a couple times, maybe not the best shot you could have gotten. But
it doesn't seem like whenever he does that, it's like he doesn't go to where space is.
Right.
It's like he'll drive to traffic. It's like, brother, go where there's no people. It's probably be a better outcome.
I mean, I love Starns. Go ahead.
Yeah. He seems like he wants a spot on the floor. Yeah. It doesn't matter who's there. He's just going to go to it and then go from there.
Spot. Yeah, brother.
I mean, I like guys who seek out contact and can finish and get the and one, but do that when you need to, not when you don't need to. Especially when there's plenty of space to find.
Yeah.
Don't go try to draw contact every time you touch the ball.
Kelvin, I didn't get video of it, but Kelvin said in the post game that he's trying to draw contact and he's trying to develop it from molecules. And I would have liked to have gotten a little follow-up to that. There went Galen. I don't know what the hell just happened, but he went to the bathroom or the kitchen or something. Poor man is taking a lot of blows. I'm not sure who we're talking about. I assume Starns.
Fine.
Okay.
So good.
Galen, what do you think about this? Malik reminds me of Dejan the year that he bit that other player's leg. The Cincinnati game at Cincinnati.
Did you bite somebody?
Yeah.
Was that not the year they won the final? They went to the Final Four.
No,
I think it was the year, the COVID year. He bit that guy, and COVID developed from that. That's the origin.
That's
Nobody knows that, but that's where it started. Right there in Cincinnati.
I don't know if I agree, but I could see why you might say that, but I don't necessarily agree with that.
He's got a ways to go to get to that point.
Yeah.
Remember though, that year,
but I thought
Deshaun wasn't that great.
He didn't. Yeah. I thought by the time you rolled into January, I thought he was getting pretty good. And I think as you went into that, you were going into the conference tournament. I think he was as big a deal on that team as anybody else.
Yeah, but the year he bit the guy, he was having a tough time.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like he was just struggling.
But the next year,
okay, well maybe
the next year was a completely different deal. That was when I think Kelvin told the story after the Final Four, going into the Final Four, that at the end of the season, he sits down and talks with everybody about what they need to do, what they're finds out what they're going to be doing, and he basically told him, I said, look, if you want to leave, you can have it.
He did.
You're
right.
You got to pay attention to everything. I need you on time to everything. You've got to change everything about what you do to reach the potential that you're going to reach. And,
I don't think he challenged him though. I think he dared him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
But it was basically, if you want to stay, great. If you don't, we'll find somebody that can do the same bullshit you've been doing.
Son, I lost with you. I can sure as hell lose without you.
Exactly.
It's like, damn, that's some fucked up shit to say, but that's real. Like,
but
you did lose with me. You probably could lose without me. Fuck.
But it had an impact, and he was a completely different dude the next year. That's when he became a savage.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still going.
After the clock got him in that Baylor game, Jamal wasted, I think also UT. Jamal wasted no time. He shot a ball first before the game winner. He got in the lane and shot a ball. Juwan Roberts gets the offensive board, gets it back to Jamal, and he makes that shot. Kelvin talked about you've got to have 3 ways to win it. You either make that shot, the first one, you get fouled and you go to the line, or you get an offensive rebound and you get another chance. And this is from the time that Jamal threw that ball inbounds with 11.8 seconds, I thought he did everything right.
I was actually so glad that we got the last shot. I knew they tied it. I was like, man, I'm like, good. I like our chances. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew, it's so hard to keep that guy out of the paint. It's so hard to keep him from getting to where he wants to go. And especially when you got the game on the line with how he's been playing, it seems like the bigger the moment, the bigger he shows up. Mm-hmm. Man, Jamal that's a player of the year. First team All-American, all the accolades. He needs it all, man.
After all we've seen over the years, I haven't felt as confident in a player with the ball in the last seconds since Rob Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just that big money gene going out and getting big time shots.
I don't disagree with that 100%. Rob Gray never hit the shots Jamal's hit.
No. But this is the first guy since then that I don't think
Rob Gray's in the same category as Jamal.
Shit.
Jamal is going to go down
you remember watching
as the best, but he did not play in big moments, Galen. He didn't play in moments like this.
Got that San Diego State
first time in the tournament.
You're right.
He hit the
But
bucket.
that's one.
Give us a lead, and he had fucking like 30.
I'm not saying
this guy keeps doing
it. In the conference tournament, Rob, I think we were down, however, against Wichita State. Rob put us on his back again. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. He ain't scared of the moment. Absolutely, he's not scared of the moment at all.
No, and I haven't been as confident in a single player routinely in that position since Rob Gray. Mm-hmm. We've had other guys who could flat out get it done, but when I know that the game's on the line, I don't want anybody even picking up the ball.
Yeah, definitely a great stabilizer. That's a great feeling to have as a coach.
Galen was the problem.
Yeah.
Weak guards. Jamal's the best clutch player I've ever seen. And that sounds like recency bias, but I mean, we've been on the same wavelength, me and him, since he was at Manor High School. When I would interview him and he would call me, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And now we're nowhere near that. Like, the fuck you want? What do you want? But what he's grown from to what he's grown into is it's night and day. Is not even enough difference in the two.
I mean, just think of him when he made the mistake of holding on too long against Wisconsin
in Maui, in Vegas.
Yeah.
This
guy. I mean, it's been. I'd say it's been an honor to watch him play.
Organic growth.
Yeah.
His clutch play is not just the shots, which he's made enough of. It is, I mean, every point in these games, at these close games, where like, okay, they need something here, no matter what it is, he does that exact thing that they need to do every time. I mean, at the Texas game, at the Iowa State game that they ended up losing, he had a stretch where he had like 2 block shots that led to 2 layups. I mean, he just does those things so often. And I mean, I'm a lot younger than y'all, other than Galen, I think.
A lot.
Only a few years younger than Galen, but I mean, I've never seen anybody like that. Nothing.
After the Wisconsin game, he admitted to me, and maybe even to Galen, when we were together doing the NIL stuff, that he cried after that game. Like, he felt he let everybody down. And I think that was the game that U of H was down like 20 at the half.
Yeah.
And they roared back, and he doesn't get that shot off. It just feels like he let everybody down, and then comes back a month later at Wichita State and makes that shot. And
did he make the shot, or was it dishing it to J1 for the dunk?
I don't know.
The buzzer.
I think it was to Josh Carlton,
maybe.
But same scenario.
Why are you ruining my damn story? It doesn't matter if it's true. It's a good story. Okay, I got $100 for you, Towns, and I got $100 for you, Starns, if I'm wrong. Galen, did you read my story about Hollis and Quantas?
I did not.
Keeping my money. Okay, just wanted to check on that one. Keeping my money.
Dude's got a flood of T-shirt orders, man. He's busy.
He's got a lady too, and I just assume that's the reason he can't spend the time and read my damn stuff. It's good work, Galen. I don't say that about my stuff.
I'm gonna tap in. I should have already.
The story starts with a game Quantas and Hollis played in junior high.
Sheesh.
And goes all the way through the Norman years. I did the research on that. Jawan Dunk is what I'm reading here.
Of course.
Josh Carlton. Josh Carlton. That's the guy that could have been. With 2 years of him in this program, I think.
Man.
Starnes, a good job for whatever you did. Yeah, as usual. Nothing up. I don't think it's 100% that Jamal is gone. I think it's a lot closer that he's leaving than it is that he's staying. But
there's
a chance. The NIL money is so big that there's a chance. I was talking to 2 staffers today. I'm going to tell you, Galen.
Jamal has the opportunity to make millions of dollars within the next 365 days.
If they say to him, you're a first rounder, then you obviously go. But a second rounder is not guaranteed money, if I'm correct.
What's guaranteed is $500,000
Well, he's going to make more than that with U of H, guaranteed.
With how
and
he
I
plays,
understand
they'll give him a conversion. I promise.
And there comes a point where you've had enough college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he might be there. I mean, what else can he do? But there's a chance. There's a chance Joanne comes back if that flipper heals up.
Honestly, I hope Jamal doesn't come back just for the sake of first. Isn't it crazy how you can be the best point guard in the country, and there's not even a guarantee you'll get drafted in the first round?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that? I'm the best in the 50 states, and like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
And really, when it comes down to the only reason why is because he's not 6'4".
Yeah.
And he doesn't shoot enough threes. Not that he can't, he just doesn't. He's a pure point guard.
If they value winning and if they value the little
I thought
things,
they did. They said we're obsessed with the guy who has a 6'8" arm span. How many games is that gonna win you, bro? Like, that's so weird. That shit is so corny.
Yeah. I'm not predicting he stays. I'm not at all. But there's a chance.
I mean, I wonder.
And Kelvin might hear me say that and say you're a fucking idiot, Ryan. You don't know what you're talking about. But I think there's a chance.
I'm curious to whether LJ stays or not. As where he was, maybe in draft stock coming into the year and where he is now, I don't know how much of a difference there is right now. And, he just has an extra year and he could definitely improve. I think with Jamal, my thing is, just in terms of draft stock, I think just with his size and his shooting, those limitations, I think there's a definite ceiling on where he could go in the NBA draft. And
Jamal isn't small though.
Yeah.
No.
It's like I'm trying to figure. I could see if he was 5'10". Kid is 6'1", 6'2". That's not small.
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
But I also don't think that his stock staying another year would rise too much. I think if it may go down with injury or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's my thing as to his reason for leaving.
But could he prove that his game is more versatile? Could he prove that I'm a better ball handler? Or
wait, who are we talking about?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about LJ.
If we're talking about
if
we're talking about Jamal, you're the best point guard, the best player on the number one team in the country. What else?
Everybody agrees with you.
What else is there? Fuck.
I don't think there's anything left to accomplish other than the big ring.
Son, Miss America's walking by and you're worried about the bunion on her foot.
Nobody's worried about her bunion.
You shouldn't be.
But I didn't know they had feet, so never looked at them.
If it ain't chicken feet, he ain't looking.
Hey, they could have flippers for all I care.
Emmanuel played 26 and a half minutes, which it felt like he was in there for 40, which is basically the same amount of time Dane Dunn and Malik Wilson played. And that's wild to me. Malik was 4 of 4. I didn't even see that. He 4 of 4.
Wild until it isn't. I say the one blemish on his gameplay was, I think, in the first half when he made that dumbass cross-court pass. And it wasn't a turnover. Jamal was able to recover it.
Yeah.
I was like, Malik, what the fuck are you doing?
Emmanuel did that too.
That's the only thing I can say about it.
I want to know what he actually played. I want to know what he actually saw. What he saw and what he thought he saw when he threw that.
No, he knew he wasn't open. There's no way. Because there's no way you can see him and not see the dude right next to it. There's no way. There's no way. It's like, just fuck it. I'm gonna live with the results.
I didn't even think he could see the target he was throwing to, other than I'm gonna see if I can throw it through him.
Yeah. shit, it worked. So I guess we can't really argue with the method. Oh man.
In the first half, LJ, this is something that I've kind of been trying to sit with and figure out. LJ had a couple of horrific possessions. He dribbled the ball off his foot, and the guy goes down and hits a step back three. And then he had some trouble late in the half and then rallied and made that shot when the clock didn't start. Have y'all ever seen that happen to a road team where they didn't start the clock?
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Who does that? Where does that happen? Who does that?
I'm glad the refs counted the basket though, because that was definitely.
Well, it was the basket.
Seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't know the rule, and I just assumed.
I don't even know if there is a rule for that. Like,
I was going to say,
I think they just made it up.
If as long as he was, if
you being sarcastic, I couldn't tell. Like, shit, I don't know.
No, I really think they made it up.
Yeah.
If they timed it and he got the shot off, which apparently he did, but if they were going to disallow that, I'm like, shit, we just found our halftime and end of game play for 5 seconds every fucking game.
Facts.
Another team gets the ball. Hey, I ain't running the clock.
Yeah, facts.
They're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it 2 times to beat us.
When they were reviewing that, 2 refs were reviewing it, and one was going from Kelvin and saying, no, back off, no, and then running to Porter Mosley. And that's when I knew they were making stuff up, because you don't see a third ref be that aggressive. Like, stay away, we're making shit up. We're making this up.
I assume they were just going to replay
JoJo played 33 minutes, Emmett. You need to pay attention. JoJo
joined.
Yeah, JoJo will find out. Kelvin said he's going to find out tomorrow with John Houston. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if but he was so wide-eyed when he said it to me that I believe it. I believe that he doesn't really know what's happening. Who does? Kelvin?
JoJo. He needs to go see Mr. Miyagi and get that.
Starnes, do you have any idea what that means?
I know who Mr. Miyagi is.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Ryan don't even know who Karate Kid is.
I that's one of the few movies I've seen.
Remember.
It was 40 years ago.
Man, son.
They probably ran the tape back in time that you just all right.
I think they did.
That's fine.
I think, bro,
they had someone on it.
Yeah, they did bring out a stopwatch.
Yeah. No bullshit.
Hourglass, whatever you got.
Sundown.
Before the game, Hollis and Quanis were sitting on this was like hours before the game while Iowa State and UCF were still going on. They're sitting on the bench, and they went out there to kind of take it all in and just sit there and enjoyed this place. And then staffers started watching the Iowa State game. It was really tight at that point. And so everybody was on their phones. And I sent Starnes a photo of one of the managers was underneath the basket rebounding shots on his phone. Like, he had his phone like right here and was rebounding with one hand. Because it was, you could have gotten a share of the conference title tonight if UCF would have won that game. Didn't happen.
Who do they have next? Iowa State.
UCF. I think they have Kansas and somebody else.
I think they got BYU at home at Iowa State on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I don't know that 100% right now.
Well,
BYU at home at Kansas State. That's it.
Then I wish
most likely 2 wins.
BYU.
He could be out for the year. We don't know.
Prepare for the worst. That way, if we get some
you absolutely prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
Hey, you could get an Easter miracle. You might not.
Yeah.
So,
it really looks like I'm sitting in Hofheinz right now. It is so bizarre.
I think the thing I would worry about the most is Jamal's knee. That knee bothered him last year. and it was a big deal last year towards the end there. And if that is a
you
that
said
has come
Jamal,
back,
right?
yes.
Okay. I think he's exhausted, and
No, I don't think so.
You don't? I mean, it's obviously there's something going on with the knee or the leg. I don't know if it's the knee necessarily.
I think it's just just part of the game, man. Everybody's hurt right now.
Yeah.
Big difference between being hurt and injured.
Yeah. Just banged up, but exhausted is like,
And everybody you play against is in the exact same position.
Especially when it's this time of the year, it's just like it's really like nothing else. Like, no, I want to play regardless of what's happening. Like, regardless of what's hurting, I want to play. Like, I want to play every minute. Like, that's the time of the year it is.
I ran up and down these stairs about 70 times looking for injury updates and seeing what's happening and I played hurt. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Shout out to motherfucking Ryan, man. Ryan, I fuck with you guys. Ryan, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate this. I fuck with y'all. I really do fuck with y'all, man.
It's that GoCougs.com culture.
That GoCougs.com culture. Shit.
Good job, Starns, getting them
willing
to
do whatever it takes to get the hottest news, man. Bringing out new content. Goddamn, GoCougs.com.
You don't read.
Yeah, I mean, I will though. It's delayed,
Delayed, yeah.
It's a delayed,
I would take that with a grain of salt. This is, I don't know that we saw Ramon maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I guess it was Wednesday, right? When did they play?
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. I don't. Sure, it's a possibility, but that's a big,
really big
injury to come back from.
Yeah, and I mean,
how good are you?
I mean, I remember 22 when people were saying, Marcus may come back for the Elite Eight or Final Four if they make it or something like that. That have to be emergency.
I mean, we saw Fabian come back from the ACL. He injured. I think it was early June when y'all started workouts. They started workouts.
Yeah. So that was
and
different.
then came back in February. Different injury, but something I did not expect him to come back from, and was good.
Yeah.
And critical to a run. But I don't know if you can expect that. And he might get to the point where he goes and practices, and they're like, no. Just can't happen. So we don't know.
Damn, that's
Kelvin giving a presser tomorrow. I don't think anything's happening tomorrow. It'll be Monday. They fly out Tuesday, and then Wednesday play, I believe, is the schedule this week. My whole week is, because of spring football starts Tuesday. So we go and meet Willie Monday and then go to practice Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday. And then we'll have basketball media Thursday, basketball game Wednesday night, show Wednesday night, game Saturday. I'm going to be at U of H more this week than I was at any week when I was in school there. Galen, what's
the
worst?
dedication of GoCougs.com, man.
Right. And feel free to read it.
And the Daily Cougar.
And the Daily Cougar. The worst injury that I've played through. Shit, I don't know. It's been so many, man. I'd probably say damn near what I'm dealing with right now. I hurt my upper hamstring, and it's kind of like it kind of hurts to even sit down. Like that's why I've been getting up and to get water. But it's like I guess, and I'm a little older, so I guess probably now this is probably the toughest thing.
It's like near your taint area.
Like this is like my ass. Like it's
so you could call it a true pain in the ass.
True pain in the ass, brother. Don't get no truer. Like literally.
That
was because what happened?
You played yesterday?
Yeah. We got
2 nights ago.
We got our ass.
Yeah, you really did.
Oh, yeah,
you didn't play much.
Didn't play much at all. They sent back all down the assignment guys, and so it wasn't much burn for your boy.
I know I hate that injury because it's one that's really hard to stretch.
It is, exactly. It is.
Like if you get a normal hamstring, like right in the belly of it, that's easy to stretch out and make feel better. But you get one there, I mean, I don't even know how to stretch. I never knew how to stretch that.
Yeah.
I go to the Birmingham G League website to check up on you, Galen. I read your content. You don't read mine. But here you are right there on the Get Your Ass Kicked page.
Hey, that's a good looking dude in that Squadron jersey, man. Yeah,
I thought that was John Legend, man.
Shout out to my mama, man. Shout out to my mama.
Yeah. There you go.
Also,
all right, done with that.
Everybody, get your Houston versus everybody gear.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that hoodie right there.
Let me see that again.
You know what's funny? It was a guy. He's about to kick me out. Oh, no, he's not. Okay. But it was a guy who emailed me, and he was like, "So when are you gonna restock?" I'm not restocking them anymore. And he was like, "Ever?" I was like, "Well, that's why you got to get it when you see it. Don't be that guy. Don't be him that sees it and be like, you know what, I'm gonna come back to it because you might not get it. Don't be that guy."
The one way to avoid regret is to do it today.
Do it today. Do it today.
You got to do Go Coug shirts, and we got cat shirts. Look, okay, this is not going well. Cat shirts. Yeah.
Mr. Tubin, put your pants on.
What a great advertisement, Ryan.
Yeah.
Go Coug shirt, and this isn't going great. Damn.
No. No. 0%. The thing about Kelvin, and players say this, and Galen says this, is Kelvin's the most consistent guy in the world. Every single day, he's the same guy. And he's not going to go off and ruin some kid's career and certainly have him lose a year now. It's just not happening. He wouldn't do it. And you couldn't get future guys to trust you if that's what you were doing.
Right.
And so this team is these guys. And you just can't do that to. And frankly, I think Jacobs made a lot of gains, but he's not ready to play.
Yeah.
You're not bringing a guy in and saying, "Oh, here's the NCAA tournament. Go have a good time."
But you said Locke wasn't ready to play.
They've never played together.
That's true.
No, but you were dead on. You can't. I mean,
you can't. And Cordell, I think
it's hard enough.
Could play offense, but he'd get eaten alive on defense.
They're not the difference. They're not going to make the difference between a national title and not.
No, it's not.
They're not going to be different. They're not going to be difference makers, and it's difficult to not
bring
make
out
decision.
Ryan Elvin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bring out Ryan Elvin.
Could you imagine that if he gets like real minutes?
You know, it's crazy. I don't think that he'd do too bad, man. Honestly.
Ding, ding, ding.
I feel like he what is it? Major Applewhite. LOL.
Major Applewhite burned Clayton Toon's red shirt so that U of H could get beat 70-14 in a bowl game. That was not good coaching.
Yeah.
Ryan Elvin, he's going to start at the senior night, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be something.
I feel like he doesn't have to be guarded to be effective. You can't help off. Shit.
Yeah.
Better try to help off if you want to. He gonna gun you down.
Question about Elvin. After this year, does he look to come back as an assistant?
He wants to coach, and he's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be here, but he's gonna go work as a grad assistant somewhere, or an analyst or whatever. But this is what he wants to do, and so he is so good with the younger guys and helping them out, and I just think that's gonna pay off for him. You aren't going to mortgage your future for the last month of the year. This is 100% right. So let's just say Kelvin thought about doing that. What you're doing, you're screwing the kid, but at some point you're screwing Kellen too. Because if Kellen's taken over, you're screwing him. And that's just not what he's going to do.
It's a great comment.
What kind of job do you have that allows you to OnlyFans? It's not going well right now, so I go and do the U of H thing. Nobody wants my feet pics. Maybe it can work for y'all.
Oh, man. This dude here, dude. That was a good one. It's not going well.
Nope, it's not. It turns out I have ugly feet, and nobody told me that.
Brother.
Sadly, there's probably a market for that.
You already know.
You just haven't.
I don't know.
You haven't dug deep enough in the interwebs.
Yeah. Once you start seeing the, never mind. Kelvin already knows who's coming back. He has said this, but this is not a conversation he's having with us. He's not going to share that. And you can always change a mind or whatever. And I was having a conversation with somebody today, a radio show host that I was doing a radio thing here in Oklahoma. And we started talking about how do you get guys to leave? And it just came to me that, you know what you can do? You can just cut off their NIL money. Oh, we don't have the money for you anymore. Push them out like that. You can also bring them in with that NIL money. And I don't know. He has an idea. They knew Tremont Mark was leaving. They weren't 100% certain, but they knew. And coaches and staffers and players have told me that they knew 6 to 8 weeks before he left. Starns, you did that big interview with Jamal and Tremont, and I think they knew then.
They had already known, yeah.
They didn't tell you, but
yeah, I remember they told me that they were gonna like move out and get a new place, like off campus after the year.
And it was true, wasn't it?
I guess it is true, right?
Yeah, yeah. And they did move out. They got it. They're in the apartments across Elgin now. And spent the first part of the year at the Hilton because that place wasn't ready. If everybody comes back, who's getting the boot? I don't think everybody's coming back. There are situations.
It's not even something to worry about.
No,
honestly, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice.
You're a win away from the Big 12 title.
Yeah, who gives a shit about next year?
As I've done this more and more on the work side, on the Go Coug side, I see people focused on next year so much on social media, on our website, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're number one in the country, but you're number one in the country. You're about to win a Big 12 title. You're going to be a 1 seed, but next year, no. Right here, high fives.
Ungrateful.
We gotta be
ungrateful. Live in the moment.
I don't think it's an ungrateful thing. They take
it for granted, man.
It's people. It's just what people do. They are always.
It's always a
trying to find something wrong.
You don't want it to go.
How's it all going to go to hell?
America split.
Yeah, you don't want it to go away. But the thing is, you spend so much time looking forward and looking back that you forget what the fuck's going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
watch your language.
This is what does God say? Be where your feet are.
I love that saying. I've turned it into my philosophy. Be where your feet are. Be focused on where you are right now.
You can't control what's going on. Then you can't control what's already happened. The only thing you can do is really soak in what we've got right now, because every bit of it could disappear. We could all be gone in an hour. Who knows? We can get one of those freaking air balloons that the conspiracy theorists are talking about that just comes and blows us all up.
You almost had a gem. Towns. You almost had it.
You so close, but didn't quite work.
The aliens are coming.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know, and I feel like our guys, you know, Coach Sampson, he does a great job of like putting stuff in perspective. And I'm sure he's emphasized to our team, like, this is probably the last few weeks that you guys are ever going to be together again.
Your last time as teammates.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that is kind of a tough pill to, that's kind of hard to accept. Like, damn, I spent all this time with these dudes and it's going to come a day where I probably never see him again. You know, it's crazy.
Are y'all talking about that at this point? Is that something that's a conversation?
Absolutely.
Or is it something that was mentioned and then?
No, that's something that he brings up every year around, like, especially throughout conference play. Like when conference play starts, it's like, guys, we have a 3-month season. And then it gets to March. It's guys, we have our season is when to go home. Like it's always that time is always ticking, man. It's always ticking. And he does a good job of trying to put that in perspective because one thing that he always talks about is the finality of like your last game, how it's over.
Yeah.
And it's just like that shit was over with. Like was no more scout report, it was no more practice, it was done for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it really hit you as well. But I remember my last game at U of H, we played at Rice. And I wasn't sad that baseball was done. I was sad that I wasn't going to get to have those moments because the fun for me wasn't just the practice and the games. The fun was everything else outside of that. It's the brotherhood, the camaraderie you have.
My God.
When you go play in the pros, it doesn't get like that.
Yeah.
It's a business, man. It's as much of a business as it feels like from high school to college. I mean, it's pure business.
Pure business. They don't even try to like hide it at the professional level, I guess.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah. But it's just like it kind of just takes the humanity, you know, out of it, you know. But yeah, college, man, that's one thing I miss the most. Just leaving class with Breon Brady and walking to the gym to get treated, like shit like that. Just talking about like just the simple things that you don't realize that you had a lot of time doing. That when you look back, it's like, damn, that was cool, you know.
Since everyone's talking about it, how does Shead get an NIL deal with 1 month less? There's no conspiracy here. The basketball season doesn't get valuable till March 1st.
Yeah.
And so, and we can see this
the starting point guard on the number 1 team. Yeah.
But we see it from everything that we do. I could do 100 basketball stories in November. One football story gets more traffic than those 100. March, a lot of traffic, a lot of eyes. A lot of guys got deals late last year. And that's one because U of H was so behind on NIL. But also, I mean, when you're going into March, you can play in March, you can be a 1 seed. I mean, the guy is one of the 5 biggest impact players in the country. He should be getting deals. I joked with him today that I thought it was a mobile gas station, not the actual company. He didn't find that funny at all.
Oh, I'd take the gas station. Absolutely.
You're about to get dropped from this.
Hey, man, you own one of them. You own one of them. You're going to be making money for a long time.
Well, I don't think he was going to be given. Never mind.
He should be given a gas
There's
station.
A lot of value in this. In Kansas City last year for the Sweet 16, all the guys got a deal with, I think it was Dove. And so they just had Dove products in their lockers for post-game interviews. And they got a couple grand for that. Just putting like the body wash and the deodorant and all the
I need reparations. God damn.
They gotta kick you some money for building this motherfucker.
God damn, I need getting some boy.
I saw something yesterday or heard something, and I was traveling and doing different things, and so I didn't pay attention. But apparently there is some talk about some NIL back dollars going to athletes. So watch out. You might get a little of that.
I might get a lot.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer, they said.
Yeah. All right.
Your reward is having to come and sit with us.
Yeah. Watch it.
And I don't think the earth is flat. I have different
I
theories.
hope not. Square. The earth is square.
Just go watch Dune this weekend. Watch Dune 2. You'll understand. Expand your mind.
You need the spice.
So
Exactly.
Wednesday is a war. Their senior night.
Literally, though.
UCF got some good wins at home early in the conference season. I don't think they've had that many late. They apparently fell apart today. Late in the game, had 4 or 5 turnovers in a row. But U of H is on a 7-game win streak. You have 11 games left in this season, potentially. You have 2 this week. You could have 3 in the Big 12 title or tournament. And then 6. I personally think you go lose in the Big 12 tournament.
You've got 4.
That's not going to happen with Kelvin.
You got 4 on the schedule, and you only earn the whatever's rest.
You're right. But, I mean, yeah.
Honestly, it still feels weird to me to know that we're guaranteed to be in the tournament.
Well, it's been about 6 years.
Yeah.
And I think you're guaranteed in December is the weird thing, you know?
Yeah.
So
I wonder if let's say they lose in the conference tournament, or they don't, to try to rest guys. I wonder what effect that could have on the overall seeding.
I don't if you win the conference, you're a 1, period.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you lose in the with the second round or whatever, or like on 2 games before the championship game, does that bring you to a number 2 1 seed, or a number,
Well, I think that it really isn't going to matter this year because geographically it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
UConn stays up in the Northeast. Purdue stays in the Midwest. Probably Arizona is out west and Houston in the South. So it just makes sense.
The only potential conflict you run into is possibly
Tennessee. Yeah. But they're going to be the 4 and you ship them out west.
Right.
Most likely they're going to be a 2 in the South, and they go to Charlotte in the first round. And Houston goes to Memphis. That's how I think it's going to play out. But I think the geography just works
Memphis,
this
I'm gonna
year.
Have to pull up to a game for sure.
You're gonna definitely be there. But I just think it all makes sense right now. Memphis would be the first weekend. Dallas would be the second weekend. And then Glendale, Arizona for the third in the Final Four.
So simple.
U of H is a lock for a 1 seed with this win. I don't think they're a lock yet. If you lose these last 2, who knows? Especially with how Kansas has played on the road. That's not looking like the greatest win of all time. So I think you gotta win one of these. But I think Saturday makes a lot of sense for this team. UCF may not make sense. Dana. You're damn right.
You've been bright twice tonight. Damn.
I'm telling you, I've been up since 3:00 this morning. I was at Waffle House at 3:30. I was the only person at Waffle House. And I have felt a strength all day.
Did you get into any bum fights?
I was the only one there. Only one there. And
I felt a strength.
I did. I felt. And then I went to the National Weather Museum, and that was not great.
Tornado.
Could have been better. I wished it would have been. It was like old equipment.
When you signed up for that, what was going through your mind of your expectations? I'm going to go see
signed up for what? Hey,
like see the largest rock of hail.
OU has like one of the best meteorology schools in the country, and
They should.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, they got a lot of tornadoes here.
What was your expectation?
I don't know why I've carried your ass for 20 plus years.
Oh man,
like a tornado.
See, I'm going to show you something, and you're going to be like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. So all the TV stations have their Doppler 2000, Doppler 5000. This was the first Doppler. Look at that bad boy. It was like 20 feet long.
Hey, man, that's waited my whole life.
It's really interesting.
They do a demonstration of how a 2x4 can fly through.
I know that you're all going to rot in hell, and I'm going to get into heaven because I went to that damn museum.
I mean, to be disappointed, you had to expect something. I just want to know.
I didn't have any expectations, Towns. Jesus.
Man. Oh man, that's really interesting. That
was
the most bland ass voice, man. Wow, that was a good one.
So I went there 15 minutes before they closed. Right, I was the only person. It was like Waffle House, only person there. They're like, "Well, it's $7." I'm like, "Really?" It's 15 minutes. This place ain't that big. You get $15 or $7. So, thank y'all.
Paying good money to see weather for 7 minutes for
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I didn't even get to see weather. I just got to see
pictures,
weather artifacts.
Did they at least have the
weather artifacts
command vehicle from Twister?
They had a vehicle that there's a tornado here. Well, no, it was a tornado, and it was a car that was affected by a tornado. So,
is a weather artifact is just like a cup of rainwater? Was that one of them?
Weather artifacts down, asshole. I liked it when you didn't say anything. That was a lot better show.
I'm like see enough reps. Starns comes around now. He's on a roll.
He's definitely got the reps now. He has become. Starns. He's Malik Wilson. He will shoot anything.
He's coming into his role, man.
That's the whitest thing Ryan is. No, it's really not. There has been some white shit that I've done.
That is
significantly whiter shit that has been done.
Yeah. So it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds here today, and walking across these parking lots because there's not a lot of trees here, and everything's a parking lot. And Norman, not that great. Ames better, Provo better, Lawrence better. Not so great. But we got to be back here in 6 months for football, September 7th. So this is a true statement. I could have seen the weather outside for free. I chose to go see weather from history in this museum, and y'all can all go to hell. When you come from Houston, you learn about Bland quickly. So Norman has like two parts. It's one part that's neighborhood, kind of almost cool, and then one that's freeway chains and stuff, and that's where all the hotels are. So that's where I'm staying. And I have a flight in about 5 hours, so that's cool.
Damn, that's a early ass flight.
It really is, and I have to go all the way to Oklahoma City, and
damn,
I'm not even going to bed. I'm just going back to Waffle House.
That's ideal for you though, because you're up.
It is
up before then, anyhow. Naturally.
And I wrote a story. So I was getting ahead. I wrote my story for tonight, and I was so ahead, and I was so excited. And then it all went to shit, and I have nothing now, and so I'm going to be up all night writing that, anyways. So they did have a Dorothy thing. I didn't go over there because I didn't have, it was the other side of the room. But I didn't, I saw it. I didn't go look at that. And Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That reminds me, we do need to get the canned applause and laughter and booze.
I didn't want to do it. Because, but yeah, you might as well. I'm the only one that's drinking this motherfucker. So, yeah, but some good stuff here, man.
Yeah,
some good stuff. Shout out Connor, man. It's a great comment.
We don't know. We'll get back to that. We'll get some more information probably Monday. Go relax, enjoy yourself. That not a great idea. And no fight. I was the only person there. This is not happening. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. What do you got, Towns? What are you going to
see Monceaux getting world started? Waffle House.
Yeah. Oh, he got the headphones on now.
For me?
Were you okay? So, have you had those on the whole time?
The entire time.
I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell's he doing?
Yeah. What do you think it was?
Well, I thought you had been using AirPods. You have been using AirPods in the past, like the little ones. So this.
Do I sound like
crazy?
No, I just saw it and I was like, because I had a conversation the other day with why do people choose those over these, and I don't understand.
I mean, I got these just because of like flying a lot, so it's I still have my other AirPods, but I didn't bring them.
So you wear your little UGG slippers, and you fly, and you. Oh God, here we go.
Dude, hold on. You know Galen's probably got like a fucking silk robe that he rolls up to the
Do you have a kimono?
What is that, Ryan?
It's a little. It's like a Japanese robe. Never mind.
No, I don't.
You could just say no.
I do got a robe though. I do got a robe, but no, not a Japanese one. Life ain't got that good.
Pulls out the robe, shows up to the gate. He's got the scarf tucked down into it.
How often do you wear that robe? Because I don't know about people that wear robes.
Just when I'm feeling rich. When I'm feeling like, damn, like I might just
Grey Poupon, wear the robe.
Just You
gotta run on orders at once.
Especially, exactly when you get a round of orders, it's like, so I'll sip my glass of wine in my robe. But yeah, man, get y'all's gear because the window is closing. You're getting great insights when you finish playing basketball. You said hook your brother up.
Okay, no. Who has been talking you up, trying to get you? I've been talking him up. I've been trying to put his name in people's ear. I've been doing it. I've been working. I actually did it last week, and just put it in somebody else's ear. Put it in somebody else's ear. I think you've got a chance. Gwen says he's got a Versace robe. I'm guessing that's not what it is. Galen is a Hugh Hefner of. Now, this could be true.
That is true.
That could be true.
Jeez.
The
Hugh.
This is an exact conversation I had today. I asked, and I was told they are 100% competitive. That sometimes you have to overpay in NIL as a Houston. You don't have to do that at Kansas, but sometimes you have to pay a little more than you would otherwise.
To get someone to live in Houston as opposed to
Lawrence. It's not to live in Houston. You're still new money, whereas Kansas is old money.
But
now, I think you'd have to pay
this.
Yes, but I think you'd have to pay 20 times more to get guys to College Station. Like, I've never understood why a basketball player would want to go to College Station and play in that horrible arena.
But see, you got to understand kind of the way everything has been. paying players is nothing new for Kansas. Okay,
that's why it's old money.
I
can't speculate on that. Towns. Bill Self was found innocent.
Paying and finding ways to get people paid. They've been doing that for decades, man. I mean, decades. And there's a lot of them to go along with it. Even some that didn't have FBI investigations. But those types of donor pools are a lot wider and a lot deeper. And so they've had access to capital that we just never really had, because it wouldn't matter. 10 years ago, it'd be really hard to pay someone to come here.
I'll find.
Mm-hmm.
What's competitive? You're not losing guys because of NIL. You might lose guys because they are not ready to come do this, but
or might not just be. They might just
they're not the right fit, or
satisfied with their role. You know.
Yeah, and okay. It's not like U of H is losing out on the guys they want.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to they're not going to get in a bidding war either, because if it comes down to money, then you lost the plot.
You've got somewhere else. Yeah. The people here at OU are really worried about their NIL. Football and basketball. Like football, you would think is not a problem, but they think that they just can't compete. And it's like, well, you got SEC money, and you got, this is a whole different thing. This arena was not packed, and there were still 12,000 people here. I mean, okay. They don't charge for parking though. So you just park for free. That could be where you can make some money. Football is a little bit, I think they're kind of in transition right now. You just don't know where the money is. Now, if we're talking about, can you be competitive? No, you're not competitive at all. But that's going to come. Willie is focused on it, whereas Dana wasn't. I mean, he put his son in charge. That's how unfocused he was. Yeah. They got Ryan Ellen delivering pizzas. That was funny. Those people over there at the Star Pizza, you know those people, right? Remember them? Yeah.
I don't know them personally.
Stars, have you spoken in an hour?
Yes.
You crushed his groove.
Okay,
dude.
good job. I really did. I broke his heart. I have been slandered, and no, I have been up for 21 hours or so, or 20 hours, and so that's where the issue is.
Make no mistake, he's always like this.
Yeah.
This is what he's like in real life. You just normally get a character.
If you watch this on mute and you just saw me like jerking around, that's what I'm like in real life. Is like I've got like tics and things. I'm going to give it to Landon. I think they are doing a good job of bringing new people in. What they have to do next is bring donors in. Like you've brought in Mattress Mac and Daspit and now Exxon, but U of H owners have to get involved, and they haven't figured that part out yet. And I'm sure they will, but it's going to take some work. Convincing people that they need to give their money to NIL versus waiting for Mattress Mac or Daspit or whoever. That's going to be the challenge, and we'll see. They've got to figure that part out soon. It's not immediate, but soon. Yeah. Okay. Let's go around and give our final thoughts. We've been doing this for a while. But a big night. I think this is the biggest win U of H has had in several years. It might be the biggest win in Kelvin's tenure, just because of everything that you were up against. You couldn't play the defense you want to play it. And I don't even know if it would have mattered. They were not missing.
Yeah, fact.
But neither were you. And the fact that this team came out and shot the hell out of the ball when they had to have it shows you something. And I mean, it's not that you need to see anything more, but it showed you a different, a different weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, what are your final thoughts? And make it quick.
Just expanding on that, if anybody was is old like me and was around for Hagler Hearns, that's what tonight was. And the winner is the one that just wasn't going to give up. This wasn't just a culture win. This was a big balls win. And you know where they reside.
I don't even think it's a culture win. Like, that's almost cliche now. This was Juwan Roberts wasn't going to let you lose. Jamal Shead wasn't going to let you lose. LJ probably played his most complete game as a Cougar. He certainly, the stat sheet says 40-0-0. And you don't see that. So I don't know. I think it's just those guys weren't going to lose this. If they were juniors, maybe they lose it. They probably do. But they've got that senior leadership, that senior burden. And, a year from now, that's not happening. With younger guys, it's just not happening. So,
rebuild.
Starns, how about you, buddy?
This team is 5-3 on the road in the Big 12 now.
Guaranteed a winning record on the road.
Guaranteed.
Who would have thought that at 0-2?
Really insane, and this is just another one of those games, and maybe the most impressive, and definitely the most impressive of them, where they make the plays time and time again throughout the game, and then down the stretch to win it. Whether it's a Malik Wilson block or a Malik Wilson, fadeaway, Damian Dunn 3, LJ Cryer 3, or anything Jamal Shead does. I mean, this team just, even amidst all the injuries coming into today, where it just seemed like they were just so wounded, they've been able to pull it out again and again. And you put yourself, the magic number is 1. You need 1 win to win the conference, or to win a share at least. And that's pretty incredible.
I don't think they're going to be happy with the share. I think
selfish winners.
It's a really big deal to go take that conference title that first year. And now Towns leaves. Bye, Towns. Oh, he just went into the sign. Jesus. I don't even know what happened. Galen, what do you got, buddy?
Let's find a way to win. I feel like regardless of what happens, whoever's out, whoever's injured, whoever's hurt, I feel like our guys, they truly believe that despite whatever happens, that they can win. And when you have that type of essence as a unit, that type of energy and that feeling as a team, believing is the first step to winning. So, hats off to our guys of being able to adjust on the fly and get a gutsy road win against a good Oklahoma team.
I think this team expects to win. And
exactly.
They obviously they put the work in and they do the job, but Towns kind of alluded to it earlier. With 11.8 seconds to play, what U of H fan thought, okay, going overtime, or okay, they're going to lose? No, nobody.
No,
because you know Jamal Shead's gonna figure a way out, and if he doesn't, he's gonna dish it off to Juwan, and it turns out Jamal shoots it, Juwan gets a rebound, gets it back out to Jamal, and he pops it. Watching the coaches and the team after the game, you thought that the coaches would be so excited and so happy, but I thought the players in the tunnel were happier just because they got it done. Maybe for the coaches, maybe for themselves. They showed themselves something that maybe they didn't know they had. And
great timing too. Great timing.
Yeah.
Start of March.
It really is. You get that win, you're going to be number one again. You don't care about that. Nobody in the program cares about that. Care about it. They don't care about it. Not at Hofheinz. But you've got what should be an insane game Saturday. But I think Wednesday. Is it Wednesday they play UCF Starns? It's Wednesday.
Yep.
The mantra is the next game is the biggest game of the season, but it truly is. And I think this was the biggest win in years, but the next game is massive. Best show ever, gentlemen. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't see about 40 minutes of it. I don't know how good y'all were.
Oh, it was really good before you got here.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. That's probably true. But yeah. So Gokus.com. Galen, remember that. It's 2 O's. Check it out. Read this stuff. I went and looked today, and we have done 215 pieces of content since basketball started, of basketball content since the season started. You could combine every other outlet, all their content combined, and you're not getting a 215. Great stuff coming this week. We have an interview with Chris Pesman that's, I believe, going to come out Monday from the guys from No Conference for Old Men. They sat down with Pesman, I think it was Friday, maybe Thursday. Mm-hmm. And so that's coming out. Pretty excited about that.
If you aren't subscribed to those guys,
don't know it.
Hit them up. Hit up their Twitter.
We were genius in bringing them in at the last minute. And it was Towns that did it. I had nothing to do with it. But Towns was like, go get them, see if they want to work with us. They did, and it's working out really well.
Got the eye for talent.
Yeah. Have a safe trip home. I got to do that. I got a box of Frosted Flakes in my room that I'm going to just go pound all night. I'm very excited about this.
That means you're going to eat it.
I'm not even bringing it back. He's done. Fuck that guy. Not coming back. I don't care.
Hey, that was so witty. That was a good one.
He's not witty. He's a fucking moron.
Man.
Okay? So, GoCooks.com, the Daily Cougar. Starns got him a little bit of run this week. Got him a little story. It worked. That is a great pod over there at No Conference for Old Men. Those guys are money. Agree. All of it. Check them out. GoCooks.com. YouTube channel. Like and subscribe and turn on the notification thing. Don't know how that works, but do it. The YouTube channel is blowing the hell up. We have so much content. We're interviewing virtually every player and every coach. This week is going to be a ton of football. And if you're a U of H fan, you have to do it. If Galen can take the time to read one story, you can take the time to at least subscribe to YouTube. GoCougs.com. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. And that's about it. Star Pizza.